So Blake, thanks for coming down. So how did you find out about the show?
Well, I actually found out about the show through some friends at a party that I was at. They mentioned that they were coming to an audition, and I had not. I'd been pretty off social media for a little bit, just trying to keep my head clear and not notice, because I'm normally up on most of the auditions in the community here, but.
Right.
But yeah, I heard about the audition through some friends and was fortunate enough to submit at kind of the last moment to get in the door, and yeah, the rest is history.
Wow, that's great. So tell me about your role, Austen. Tell me about Austen here.
Okay, Austen. Austen is he is a greeting card writer living in New York with his brother. He is a bit of a romantic, definitely. He's recently finding himself at the end of a long-term relationship, and he's just trying to figure out how he's going to cope with that living when his brother takes him out on a double date where he meets Marcy, who is, I guess you could say, his love interest in this show, who's supposed to be his rebound, as it were,
right,
from this long relationship he's gotten out of with his ex, Catherine. So. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's very much set in his ways, very structured, and has a hard time with anything shaking that structure up, which is kind of exactly what Marcy does. So.
Wow, and hopefully there are no similarities between you and Austen.
Oh no, definitely not at all. Not at all.
Right.
Just kidding. No, I think I can definitely have elements of that at times. I definitely, as an actor. I wouldn't call myself a trained improv person by any means. I like to have a script and know what's coming and be a little bit more structured about the way I prepare for a role and everything. But while still keeping it alive in the moment, of course.
Right.
But yeah, that I'd say there are some similarities. Definitely, Austen's a bit of a geek. I'm like that as well. Maybe it's being used in a more derogatory way in the early 2000s, mid 2000s when this play was written, But yeah, I'd like to think I'm a nice guy and have a bit of a romantic side as well. So right. I'd say those are like some of the places that we cross over.
Right. Now, do you have a favorite musical?
Favorite musical is hard. I feel like it can change depending on the time. There are some that have definitely like affected me the most.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say a show like Rent came along and hit me at just the right time when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And Wicked as well. I was fortunate enough to see that on Broadway with the original cast,
oh, wow.
which was amazing.
Oh, wow.
And then it just had a role in my like continued like pursuit of like the arts and theater, where I had spent some time away from doing anything performance-wise, acting, music, whatever, and my parents took me to see Wicked, which I had seen previously, but took me to see Wicked when I was home for spring break one year, and that just kind of like lit something back up inside of me where I just knew that what I was doing was not what I actually wanted to be doing, and that I needed to be doing that. So I think those are the kind of the most important and influential musicals to me.
Now, do you have a dream role, a role that you are excited to play at some point in the future?
Yeah, there are a few. I've been fortunate to play a lot of roles that have been dream roles, and that's been very lucky. But I would really love to do something a little bit outside of what I've done before. So I typically am put into a lot of more contemporary musical theater shows. I would love to do something a little bit more. With more of a classical feel, like a Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera, any of those kind of leads in those shows. Not too picky, you know. And I think I've got some time to age into some of those too, to get some of that classical feel inside of me. But yeah, those, I think shows like that, more of the classical musical theater. So whether it would be like now something like Marius, or in the future Valjean, or Phantom, if I could ever pull that off someday, something like that would be really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now our director here has talked about how she feels that this show is very much like a sitcom. Do you have a favorite sitcom that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy a number of them, and it's been fun like hearing from the cast what their favorites are and seeing which ones I haven't seen and that I need to check out. But it's still The Office for me. It's just the one that, again, hit at the right time and turned into the rerun show that would just, me and my best friend would watch over and over and over again on repeat. Just every night is like a nightlight kind of show. So it's been that, although I have a lot of love for like 30 Rock as well.
So with The Office, have you seen the UK version? I'm assuming your favorite is the US version.
The US is my favorite. I've seen some of the UK version. I had to watch some of it in a TV class in school, and I've watched some of season 1, but it just made me want to go back and watch the US one.
It is very different. They have a very different type of humor there.
Sure. And I love a lot of the actors in the original version as well, whether it's like Martin Freeman or Ricky Gervais or whoever. But
I know one of the big complaints that some people have with the US version of The Office is that the episode that is most cringy is the Scott's Tots version.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm curious, do you feel that the lack of appeal perhaps that you might have had for the UK versions because many of those episodes are very cringy when you look at them?
I have a pretty high tolerance for cringy things, I think, for the most part. It's only when you get into the most like uncomfortable things. But with comedy, I can normally tolerate quite a bit. So I may have to give the UK Office another shot just to see how that plays out.
That's good. Yeah, that's pretty much every version is like Scott's Tots. It's literally every single episode is like that. Yeah,
that's a tough episode. That's a tough hang.
It's a tough watch. That's for sure. That's
more of like a dinner party kind of guy. Right. That's my episode for sure. But
now, do you have like any hidden talents, or what do you do outside of theater when you're not acting on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. And I've been fortunate enough to just be pretty regularly acting the last couple of years, which has been amazing. Yeah, it's been humble brag. No, it's been really great to be booked and blessed, as they say. But outside of this, I kind of love to like just find ways to delve into various types of escapism. So whether that's like getting deep into like serialized television, or lately I'm on like a huge video game kick, specifically with Baldur's Gate 3, which is like an incredibly fun like Dungeons and Dragons adaptation. So yeah, those kind of things definitely.
So like, since you've been rehearsing so far, what has been the reason that you feel that people should come see I Love You Because?
It's a really, it's a great script. It is truly funny. As an actor, I think it's a blessing you don't have to work for any of the jokes. They're all just there. Like it's just there. You can say things in so many different ways, and the laughs will be there because the script is just really well written, and the music is also fantastic. A lot of earworms, a lot of really great ballads. It's just fun, and it has heart. And I always love like a really good dramatic piece, but for something more lighthearted, and you can't go wrong. It's great.
Great. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. Nice chatting with you.